It's the 28th of the month. Payday was 11 days ago, and you already know the number waiting for you before you even open the app. You open it anyway. Some small part of you is hoping that this time, somehow, you'll be wrong about it. You're not wrong. But here's the thing nobody tells you. You're not bad with money either. You've just never actually been shown where it goes. Picture your paycheck like a phone battery. 100% fully charged the moment it lands in your account. Now think about how a phone actually dies. It's almost never one enormous app you opened and used all day long. It's the ones running quietly in the background. The ones you forgot were open. The ones that never asked permission to keep running. So this isn't about getting a bigger battery. It's not about earning more. It's about finding what's been draining the one you already have. So let's actually open the background apps. Not the ones on your phone, the ones running on your paycheck. A $13 app you tried once and never opened again. A $9 delivery fee you didn't think twice about. A subscription you forgot existed, quietly renewing itself every single month. Individually, not one of them is big enough to set off an alarm in your head. That's not a coincidence. That is the design. Researchers have a name for this. Sub-threshold spending. Below a certain dollar amount, your brain doesn't file it as a real financial decision at all. It just happens, and it's forgotten by the time you lock your phone. The average person is running 11 active subscriptions right now. Ask people to guess their own number, and most of them say 4. That gap, 7 invisible charges, is where this whole thing begins. And these almost never shrink on their own. Prices creep up $1 or $2 a year, announced in an email you never opened. So the drain gets quietly worse every year, without you ever deciding anything. Now add up everything running in the background across one honest month. Every small app, every forgotten renewal, every convenience fee you waved through. For most people, it lands right around $460. If someone pulled $460 out of your account in one transaction, you would be on the phone with your bank inside the hour. Lose the exact same amount $9 at a time, and you don't even look up. So the month ends and you're genuinely confused. The math doesn't work, but nothing on the statement looks like a mistake. Because technically, none of it was. You agreed to every single one of them. Maybe you've already tried a budgeting app. It worked beautifully for about 3 weeks. Then the alerts became noise you swiped away without reading, and eventually you stopped opening it at all. That is not a personal failure. An app that asks you to manually police 40 small transactions a month was never built to survive a real life. It was built to survive a demo. Picture the actual moment this happens. 10 at night, you're tired. 1 click, free shipping, arrives tomorrow. It doesn't feel like spending money. It feels like closing a tab. You cannot discipline your way out of a background process. This is mechanical, not moral. And that single distinction changes everything about how you fix it. So let's make it real. Meet Carl. $460 a month running in the background that he never once sat down and chose to spend. Carl's fixed costs, rent, bills, groceries, come to $2,000, which leaves $1,200 that is supposed to be entirely, unquestionably his. But by day 26, that account is scraping zero, and he can't point to where it went. There's no single villain on the statement. There are 40 small ones. Track every one of those charges for 30 straight days, and it adds up to almost 40% of the money he genuinely believed was his. That's the first drain. And here's the uncomfortable part. It isn't even the biggest one, because everything we just found is only the surface. There's a second drain underneath it, and it's the one nobody ever names. It's the reason the first 5 days of your month feel completely different from the last 25. The real trap isn't what you spend. It's when you spend it. And almost nobody is looking at that number. Here's the cycle, and you'll probably recognize it before I finish describing it. Week 1, you feel rich. Yes to everything, no hesitation, no mental math at all. Week 2, you ease off slightly, nothing dramatic. Week 3, you're checking your balance in the parking lot before you walk into the grocery store. Week 4, you're counting days like a countdown clock. Sound familiar? It should. That pattern is close to universal, and it is absolutely not a character flaw. Psychologists call one piece of this present bias. Money that just landed feels less real than money you had to wait for. Your brain quietly treats it arrived and it's safe to spend as the same signal. Research on payday spending found that people spend roughly 27% more in the first 5 days after being paid than in any other 5 day stretch of that same month, not spread evenly. Front loaded, hard, almost immediately. 5 days. That is the entire window where the majority of the damage happens, not 30 days. 5. And nobody budgets for a 5 day window, because every budget you've ever seen is built by the month, which means your paycheck doesn't slowly drain across 30 days like a fair, even drip. It empties in week 1. The remaining 3 weeks are just you finding out about it in slow motion. You don't have a spending problem, you have a first week problem. And the companies on the other side of your screen understand this better than you do. Payday promotions timed to the calendar. Treat yourself ads that arrive like clockwork. Buy now, pay later buttons sitting at every single checkout. All of it aimed at the exact moment your battery reads 100%. Don't take my word for it. Next payday, count how many offers hit your phone in the following 48 hours. None of that timing is random, and none of it was designed for your benefit. Back to Carl, of that $460 monthly drain, more than half of it, about $250, happens inside those first 5 days alone. Which means for the other 3 weeks, he's running on fumes, wondering why saving anything feels impossible on an income that should comfortably cover his life. So if the system is built to drain you fastest in week 1, then the fix has to protect week 1 specifically, not the month in general, not with more willpower. With a system, step 1, pay the month first. The day your paycheck lands, not 3 days later, that same day, rent, bills, and savings move out automatically before you ever see the leftover number. No decisions required, no willpower required, and what's left after that isn't your salary anymore. It's your real money, and it's the only number that matters from here on. Step 2. One weekly number. Take your real money and divide it by 4.3, which is the average number of weeks in a month. For Carl, $1,200 of real money divided by 4.3 gives him $279 a week. That's it. One number to hold in his head instead of 40 line items to track. And because it resets every 7 days instead of running for 30 straight, one bad week literally cannot sink the entire month anymore. Step 3, and this is the one that actually plugs the leak we found at the start. For the first 5 days after payday, you run on half your weekly number. Not forever, not some permanent restriction on your life. 5 days, because that is the precise window doing almost all of the damage. Run that on Carl's real numbers, and his $460 monthly drain falls to under $90, without cutting a single subscription or convenience he actually values. Over a full year, that's $4,440 staying in his account, without one extra hour of work, one side hustle, or one raise. Now, an honest caveat, because this isn't magic for everyone. If your income is irregular, freelance, tips, commission, the weekly number needs one extra setup step. You build it on a rolling average of your lowest 3 months instead of a fixed figure. But for a steady paycheck, this beats a budgeting app for one simple reason. An app asks you to actively track 40 different things every week. This asks you to remember exactly one. And if you blow through your weekly number on a Wednesday, you tighten the rest of that week and Sunday resets the count. No spiral, no guilt month, no writing off October because of one bad Tuesday. Week 1 of Carl's new system, he went over by $14. Old Carl would have declared the whole month a failure by Thursday and given up completely. New Carl tightened 2 days and landed back on target by Sunday. 2 months in, his first week spending is roughly half what it used to be. 6 months in, he isn't just breaking even. He's saved over $2,200 in an account that used to hit zero without fail. And something quieter happens alongside the money. Checking his balance stops feeling like bracing for bad news. It starts feeling like checking the weather. That feeling, the absence of dread, is the actual product here. The money saved is just the part that happens to be measurable. None of this required a raise. None of it required a side hustle or giving up anything that genuinely mattered to him day to day. He still has his subscriptions. He still orders delivery. He just knows exactly when. 6 months from now, the 28th of the month looks completely different for Carl. Not because more money came in, because far less of it was ever quietly allowed to leak out, 5 days at a time. So, once the background drain is closed and the timing problem is finally fixed, What do you actually do with the money that's consistently left over? That's a much better problem to have. Subscribe, and the next step, the one after this one, is already waiting.